Well, I'm going to our local HEB market right here in Spring Branch, Texas, and I'm in my convertible yesterday. It's November, nice fair day, had the top down, and I didn't get too far, but I smelt the distinctive odor of a skunk. Yeah, I've had this, one of my many hats, skunk hat, bobcat hat, fox hat, coyote hat, you name it, I have it. I never made a skunk hat though, because it stinks. I purchased the pelts and made the hat once I had the pelts in hand. But with the top down, I could smell the skunk but didn't know where it was. And then I saw the vulture circling. And that's a tall tale sign that they're looking for what I could smell, they're smelling. And then as I drove my car past, a strong smell just permeated the inside of my convertible. And I looked off to my left and there was the skunk. And so because I drove by it, I got this inspiration. I'm going to do a drone bear pause on stinky skunks. And so I turned the car around and I took out my iPhone camera and I slowly drove by, which you're looking at behind me. And I stopped right where the skunk was and the vultures were eating it. And I thought, well, how in the world can a vulture want to even eat a skunk? The smell. Now, it wasn't as bad where I was, but could you imagine where they were? How bad that smell was. And so I went home and I said to myself, I got to look this up. I'm sure that somehow vultures don't have a sniffer that works. It must be like the owl. The owl will swoop down and the owl will eat a skunk because owls don't have sniffers. And so I thought, well, maybe vultures don't. But then no, it has to be, because part of the reason why they circle, I discovered, is because the odor is going up into the atmosphere and they're trying to get like radar where it's strongest. And then they use their eyes, and when they spot it, they begin to swoop down and have lunch. Well, their sniffer is very acute. Of all the birds that circle to eat, they, by the way, only eat dead things. They're not birds like hawks and eagles that will go after live things, but they'll eat dead things. And so when they get down there, they seem to eat it even though their smell is so acute. I thought, well, what would possess them to do that? Who would be crazy enough? And look at that. I have a scene here where looks like the macho bird is kind of coming down and going like, get out of the way, this skunk belongs to me. And that macho bird is trying to fight over that stinky, smelly skunk. I would be wanting to run away from the skunk, but not them. What would motivate that? Well, I was thinking, this is what the Lord inspired me. Greed. Greed motivates them. They've got to have that meat and they want it for themselves, and they'll even fight over who gets the choicest piece as they're picking it with their beak. And that is the danger that we can get. We can lose our sense of smell. Have you heard the expression that it says something like, I smell a skunk? And that expression means that something's quite, up in the air about it. This is not right. Something's not right about it. You smell a skunk. And that's the danger. We can lose our sense of spiritual smell and not smell a skunk. And because we're greedy, we want it so bad, we can get taken, or the expression, taken for the ride, because we didn't smell a skunk, or we didn't realize there was something fishy about the deal. It was too good to be true. Well, I'm going to take you in Mr. Little Bear's neighborhood, and I want to go back to where that skunk was yesterday and see if it smells as bad and if the birds devoured it. Let's go in my convertible and I'll show you. The smell isn't bad now because it's been picked over, all the flesh is gone pretty much, as skin is left, and the smell is dissipated, so I can actually be this close to a dead skunk carcass. Now, the American Indians and the trappers and people who use pelts, they would kill the skunk and sometimes not even flesh it out. They would just throw it in a river with a rock tied around it, and then they would let the water pass by for days on end and get the scent off the body. Then they would carefully cut up the body, not to cut the scent sac, remove the hide, and then do the tanning process. It's the I want to have it and I've got to have it syndrome. And I'll do anything I can to get it. And then when that happens, the other expression, we lose all sense of judgment. So the way we get all that back is first confess to the Lord that you're feeling you have a sense of greed. Not just normal greed. Now, listen, I think all of us have some greed. I like pumpkin pies, for example. So if Marilyn makes a fresh pumpkin pie and we're having a Bible study at the house or a prayer meeting, my first inclination is to hide it and not let anybody have it because it's my pie. I got to have it and I want it all for myself. So I have to die to flesh and say, you know what, I'm going to share the pie. And I tell Marilyn, cut a piece and set it aside for me. And greed takes over. So ask the Lord, I have a problem, Lord. I will lose my sense of judgment unless you illuminate me. And I confess that I'm not a good person to bounce this off of myself. And I go to you acknowledging my weakness with greed, and I ask you to fill my understanding with wisdom. So I pulled up the car. Get the mail. Well, I usually just do it from the inside, but I had to set my camera up because you're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. We're talking about greed, and remember, you got to have. So when I got this junk mail, everything here is junk mail. The one here from Bath and Body Works, I turned it over in the car, and look what it says. 8 must-have products. Just what we've been talking about. I've got to have them. What are they appealing to? See, you're getting wise. They're appealing to greed. You've got to have it, or you're not going to smell right and look good. So we've got to guard our heart by the ways of this world, because this world is not centered in the things of God. It's centered on greed and the things that we feel that we've got to have. I leave you with this word to pause and ponder.